do now in today's lesson. So I'm going to try and redo it and see if I can explain it. Hopefully, you have more clarity. All right, so let me activate my pen here. Okay. All right, so let's look at number one, a pair of complementary angles. Now, remember what complementary means. There are two angles that equal 90 degrees. So if you notice, a lot of people pick DOC or COD. That's the same thing. But that's 90 degrees. That is true. It's not two angles. But if you look at the other side where COA is, that's a 90-degree angle right there. And then you have a line right there. So I see COB. That's one angle right there. And BOA, that's also another angle. So I'm going to write it here. So angle COB plus BOA equals, what angle here? Equals 90 degrees. Okay. That's the only one that I see so far there. Because these could be a bit tricky, especially when the picture gets more abstract. All right. So a pair of congruent angles. So what do the word congruent means? It means equal. So we learned about vertical angles. So I see um, vertical angles right here. So angle EOD is congruent to AOB. Okay. You can look at the 90-degree angle also because angle, use a different color. Let's go black. Angle COD, that's 90 degrees. Angle COD. You guys see that right there? Let me erase this right here. Let me erase that. And COD. So you got the COD. Sorry, COD. Or DOC. Either or is fine. Okay, that's a 90-degree angle. Is equal and or congruent to COA. So COA. Because they're both 90-degree angles. Because they're a pair of congruent angles. Yeah, that's what I see there. Now I see a big mistake with supplementary angles. Now, what's the definition of a supplementary angle? Supplementary angle are two angles that equal to 180 degrees. Now, I think there's a couple here because I see a straight line. I only use one of the straight lines. So I notice a straight line is right here. Now you have to ask yourself what angle to make that straight line. Okay. I could go this way. I could go this way. So I'm going to go to my left. So what I see here is DOE. So angle DOE, which is here. Then I'm going to add E. I'll use a different color for EOA. Use green. EOA. So that's another that's another angle. So EOA, and that will equal to 180 degrees. I used a bad color. That's fine. Okay. Another one that I see, I'll use one of the right angles. DOC. So sorry, my pen went off a little bit. So I'm going to use DOC. So angle DOC plus COA, that's another 90 degrees. COA, put the angle there, equals 180 degrees. Okay, because why? Because you have a right angle there, that's 90 degrees. Then you have another angle with the COA, that's another 90 degrees. So 90 degrees plus 90 degrees equals 180. And that's the definition of a supplementary angle, is 180 degrees. So hopefully this helps. And then, yeah, look also, it's on that line. So what angles make up that 180 degrees? There's so many ways I could go about it. I'll do one more for supplementary. I'll focus on this line right here. So I'm going to look at EOD. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. EOD, I can. But it's two angles that equal. No, it's not going to work. That's not going to work. Because I'm going to end up back. So, sorry about that. Now, a pair of vertical angles. Okay, we did that at the beginning because they were congruent and they're also vertical. So, vertical angles, what's across from each other? So, I'm going to use these. That's the only vertical angles I see here. So, it's going to be angle EOD. So angle EOD and AOB are vertical angles. Yeah, so far so good. All right, so now let me clear all this. Can I clear all this? Should. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let me scroll down. All right, so that was explained in class. All right, so it says in the diagram below, AGE and OLD identify the congruent segments and angles based on markings of the figure. Okay, so based on the markings, so I see A and O, they are equal based on the markings. So let me label that and put that in red or orange. Orange. So I know angle A is equal, congruent to angle O. Okay. And then, but just based on the markings, you gotta be careful here because they don't want you to go by looks. and I'm looking at AE because it got that little slash right there. Let me mark that. AE. So I'm going to put AE. So that side is equal and congruent to OD because of the markings. All right, that's it. I'm hoping that helps. I was reading some of the comments and some people were confused, and I just hope this helps. All right, have a good night.